The next case is item number 43, Jessica Alston, Officer Wayne Clark, case number CELSC 2015-00013, item number 43.
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance. Of course, we know this is a case in reference to the landscaping conditions. The property was posted with proper notice on November 22nd, 2015, with a return signed card by Ms. Alston in the file.
Good evening, Mrs. Alston. Good evening. Good to see you again, ma'am.
Good to see you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And as you told her to call me for a reinspection of this violation, and today she hasn't called me to do a reinspection, so I don't know as far as the property, yeah, nay. So I'll let her catch you up on it.
Mrs. Alston? Yes.
Your Honor, when we spoke, I just told you that I really wanted to request another inspector.
Correct.
And I tried my best. I did get someone to consent who would be my inspector, but I could not get approval of it. I couldn't get approval to have another inspector. So I spoke to Freeze, and he said that he would give me more time. And the next day I got another letter. I don't know who it's from because it's not signed. So the notices that I've been receiving hasn't had anybody's name on it, Your Honor. But Your Honor, please, I would like to. I got some pictures developed, but I can't find them. But I do have on my laptop pictures of a property, and the condition has been remedied.
Okay. I do remember this case, and I think that she had voiced her concern that she didn't want to deal with Officer Clark, and I told you that I didn't have the authority to tell Mr. Clark or to replace him with another officer. That's not what I do here, but I did make a suggestion that either Mr. Clark take someone else with him or work something out at your office. I can't remember verbatim what was said, but I do remember vaguely that she was adamant that she didn't want to work with you.
Well, that was part of it. I piggyback off that, and I think you did add that too. Your suggestion, but at the same time, the onus is on her to call the office. I don't know what office she called or who she called, but if she would have called our office, like you suggested, and made scheduled an appointment, of course another officer would have been assigned to go out there. But I have not received no call from her on my message machine. I have not received any relay of any message from our clerk in the office. So here we are
Ma'am,
again.
when did you call and who did you speak to?
Your Honor, I have called the office on several occasions, and I have also spoke to Officer Freeze about the situation.
You said Officer Freeze?
I think that's his name. I'm not sure what his
Is there an
pronounced
Officer
name.
Freeze?
You can ask the sergeant here. He
Oh.
works for the PD. He'll know who's there or not.
It wasn't you, Officer Freeze.
Not him. I know.
Okay.
But there's no officer freeze in the department.
No, we don't.
Who's in charge of code enforcement?
Commander Donald Blanchard.
Oh, over him. Yes,
That would be Major Beige.
him, Major Beige.
Okay. All right, so you've called and you've talked to
No, I spoke to
Mr.
him person, and he told me that he would not approve for me to have another officer.
Okay.
So I called several times to try to speak, but he told me he would give me more time, and he told me to speak to Commander Blanchard.
Okay.
So I tried many times to speak to Commander Blanchard. I was not successful, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
And I did go to the office itself twice.
Okay.
It's true, Your Honor, I did not make any attempt to speak to Officer Clark.
Mhm.
That is true. But, Your Honor, I have remedied the situation. And I would like to share with you some pictures.
Okay. All right, Officer Freeze, if you can show it to Officer Clark, please. No. Okay. All right, how about this? Can we take the laptop, ma'am?
She's trying to load it up, the pictures.
Okay, Officer Clark, you can come forward. And you can look at it here, and then she, you know, we have to respect that she doesn't wanna deal. She doesn't wanna do. Hmm?
Before I ask to pass it up to not cause any commotion, I would like to ask the property owner if there's any way to show the time and date that the photo was uploaded or taken before you send it up. The time is fine.
Yes, CC 11.
Your Honor, for the record, the first
12/2.
the first 6 photos are dated with a date of November 28th, 2015, and the other uploads are indicating a date of December 2nd. You can put it back in the photo view mode if you'd like.
All right. Officer Clark, did you have an opportunity to review the photographs? I think she did an exceptional job considering how this backyard looked like the first time this case came before me.
Excuse me? Like I said before, it's your call. If you're satisfied with the way it looked, then I'm satisfied.
I am.
There we
Considering
go.
what this,
Now we talk.
considering what the backyard looked like when we first came here.
Would you like to see the photo?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I remember.
You have another photo? I'd like to see it.
All right, ma-
You have another photo? I'd like to see it because I believe, Your Honor,
You
your
just missed.
photo
You
was
good to go.
photoshopped.
Okay, Miss Alston, it's okay. Ma'am, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
You don't need to get upset. It's okay. I've reviewed the photos that you have submitted, and I am satisfied that you have remedied the situation, okay? All right, and your case is closed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lord.
All right, happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Hallelujah. That's right. Thank the Lord. Praise him. Thank you, Jesus.
The next case is item number 37, Hector Gomez, Officer Ernst Baptiste, case number CERCV 2015-00058, item number 37.
Good evening, sir.
How you doing?
Your full name, I remember you. Are you Mr. Gomez?
Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome, ma'am.
Ernst Baptiste, City North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was heard before, and I posted the property on the 11th of on November 24, 2015, and today I passed by. I took pictures, and violation still exists. The only thing that was we moved is one boat. All the trailers are still in the same place, and I remember we give them time to solve the issue.
Okay. I vaguely remember the case. I don't fully remember the case. Can I see the photographs, please? Show them to Mr. Gomez first. And did you take any recent pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's not recent. That picture's not recent.
It's dated 12/2. That's today's date, is it
That
not?
picture's not recent.
It's not?
The boat that's on that picture was removed on, tell you the date. So those pictures are not actual. They're not actual pictures. What day was that? November 15th, the boat was removed from there. And the reason why I know that is because the trailer that the boat was sitting on belonged to my other boat that was sitting 6 feet on the water that day. So I had to put the boat in the water to use the trailer to get this boat out of the water. And that was on November 15th. So those pictures are not recent. But regardless, what you guys are citing me for, it says that I have to have some type of permit to park the RV there. I went down to one of the offices you got down here. There is no code anywhere stating that we need a permit or any type of approval to park a recreational vehicle outside of the house. And they actually printed me a paper with the statute. There is no ordinance that indicates the code never passed. The first time that we got cited for this, I went and spoke with him, and he said, go next door and talk to whoever's in charge that could tell you more or less how the law works. I went over, I spoke to the gentleman there, and he told me that they tried to pass the law, but the law never passed. So I'm getting cited and ticketed for something that is not an actual law. And I was actually there again today, and it still hasn't changed. So I got 2 fines for X amount of money for something that is not actual on the code of ordinance and never passed law. So I don't understand how he's giving me a ticket for something that's not in the system or whatever. It works. Yeah, I'm not sure, but you know, that's the info that they're giving me and the info that I have in the paper that they gave me downstairs that they printed out.
All right, I'm waiting on the city attorney to clarify.
Your Honor, Section 5-1405 of the city's land development regulations did indeed pass. Our land development regulations in regards to storage and parking of recreational vehicles passed on April 28th of 2009. And it's very specific in regards to how boats or unmounted boat trailers, recreational vehicles, camping trailers, vans, mini motor homes, any kind of motorized home, pickup camper, how they can be stored, and it does specify that they may be permitted by administrative variance in accordance with the following. And I'll pass it up for your honor's review. It's very specific on how they will allow it to be parked, but it does need to be done via administrative variance in accordance with our regulations. And I do recall the testimony last time this case was heard from the officer. I believe that we even got into specifics in the ordinance as to the setbacks of the property line and whether or not one of the bigger campers had to be in line with the structure. And because it protruded past, do you recall this?
I recall.
And
I
so we
remember
did
now.
have a discussion in regards to this regulation.
That's right.
And that's why the time was given to him to.
We did as
So if
far
you
as,
look at the visual of the pictures that are in the ordinance, it even shows you depictions of how they will grant the administrative variance as a follow-up to that discussion as far as how it cannot protrude past the structure.
but the discussion last time was because there was a boat parked in front, directly in front of the house. The boat, the green boat that you see in the picture, was moved to the side. I guess now he's mentioning the RV that's there. I mean, if you guys want to get technical and bring a measuring tape out, I mean, it's probably sticking out 6-7 inches past forward of the house line.
Actually, the last time he was here, we suggested, and he said he was gonna build a opaque fence, wooden fence
We're
to
gonna
block
build.
that.
They're gonna build a fence, but the estimate we got to build the fence, it's $9,600 to build a whole perimeter fence out of steel with electric gates.
All right, so what is currently on the property now?
That RV that you see in the picture.
It's a pretty big RV.
Yeah, there's no way unless I build a 25-foot tall fence. There's no way to hide that. It's a bus. It's 13 feet tall, 42 feet overall. It's impossible to hide that.
Okay, I do remember that conversation as well. And what was discussed in terms of how to remedy that?
Well, a fence, or it can't cross the, I guess, the property line. Like I said, it is sticking out. If you want to grab a measuring tape, probably 6-8 inches past the property line. But I mean, I don't see anybody going out there and putting a measuring tape to what's the actual property line that's what's sticking forward. As far as the boat's not there. Originally, it was sighted on the side. We moved it to next to the RV. The boat is not there anymore. So, I'm not really understanding where's the violation. Like I said, we could get a measuring tape and measure it, but I mean, if we're gonna get that technical with it, that's kind of ridiculous.
Your Honor, permission to ask a question of the property owner.
Yes.
The code does allude to the granting of an administrative variance in order to park recreational vehicles there, which would be an alternative to the fence. Have you gone in to communicate?
Yeah, I was there actually today, and they told me that the law never passed. It doesn't exist.
Do you know who you spoke to?
I don't have his car with me, but when you go downstairs, it's a big, you can't miss him. I mean, it's a pretty strong, he's a healthy-looking guy. He's in the first building here. The
When you say
second time
first-
that I spoken with him, he gave me a piece of paper, but I don't have his card with me. But he told me that they were trying to pass the law, but the law never passed.
So
Then
you
he
were
called
you're giving conflicting information. You're saying you came to this building. When you say first building, what are we talking about? First
Down,
building?
not this actual building, the one next door.
Okay. Which building is next door?
That's community planning and development.
Yeah. He sits, when you come in, 2 or 3 offices down.
Okay, so it's a miscommunication. We're dealing with this again.
They actually brought a piece of paper from somewhere, like a booklet. They were going to binders, and they told me that the law never passed. And they did it twice in a row. The first time I came, they told me the same thing. So I went again. I said, listen, I'm getting cited for something you told me that didn't exist. He went back, brought a big old book, started flipping the pages, and said, look, it says here, it tried to go by, the law never passed. So whatever he's citing you is incorrect.
I don't know who he spoke to, but it's all over the city. We have a list of people that have variance that is allowed to have their RVs or their boat.
Now, that RV, I mean, I have a title under my name, since 2008, so I don't know where that changed. I mean, is it some type of grandfather law, or it's nothing new? You know what I mean?
2009.
It's
April
nothing.
2009.
It's nothing.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, and that's based on your testimony that you were giving conflicting stories. When you came to the office in an
I can
attempt
provide
to
you with
provide-
a card if you like. I
what
have it
you
in my
can-
shop.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you, reset this for 30 days. Now that you know that it is in fact a violation, and you
Okay.
can apply for a variance so that you are able to park the RV and, where it currently is. So, I'm gonna give you 30 days.
Where do I apply for that?
Where does he go? Council?
It would be our planning and zoning
Planning
department.
and development.
Now, if I get there and they tell me that the same thing that I'm telling you now, what do I do then?
Well, I'm a short walk away.
Okay.
I'd offer my services if you want to walk over to the main building where you're at here. Ask for me. My name is Jennifer Warren. I'm the one that does all code enforcement related matters. I'd be happy to assist you. If they deny it on the basis of the same basis that the code doesn't exist, I'd be happy to assist you in that respect.
All right, cool. Now, I got two fines of $200 each because of this. I mean, what are we gonna do with that?
Those are not before me today, are they?
No,
No?
no.
Okay, they're
Those
not
are the
before me.
civil citation ticket.
They're not being heard today.
Okay, so that means,
Speak to the officer.
For civil violation ticket, we give him 10 days to pay or appeal the ticket. So if actually he did appeal the ticket. He came and asked for time. He came and he didn't show up for the appeal.
Yeah.
which appeal was that? Oh, the one last week at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I thought it was 6 p.m. I didn't read the time.
Okay.
That told me.
Alright.
That one told me. I thought it was 6 p.m. Honestly, I showed up at 6 p.m. but there was nobody here.
No problem. Okay, so this matter is reset 30 days. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
The next case is item number 47, Jude Simeon, Officer Wayne Clark, CEBPR 2015-0058, item number 47.
Good evening, Mr. Simeon.
Good evening, Your Honor.
37. Okay. Where are we on this case?
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance. Property posted November 22nd, 2015, 10:50 a.m. He's present, so he did get proper notification. I did happen as, to date, there is no permit issued, and in reviewing the record for the property, in our system, I did find variance application was submitted. I don't know if he mentioned that last time or not. On October 5th, 2015, the application and fee collected. I don't know what happened with that. I'll let him catch you up on that from this point.
What's the update, Mr. Simeon?
Okay, I went to Community Planning and Development on the 16th. I met with Ms. Brittany Lovera, and she advised me that I could cancel the hearing if I agreed to remove 2.5 feet from the west side of the parking lot to comply with the setback. So which I did. I have a picture. Officer Clark, you can see it if you want.
Okay.
I have a picture of I removed 2.5 feet, and I spoke with Miss Anita Winchester yesterday. She advised me that I should write a letter to ask to cancel the hearing and bring a new survey of the removal. So I have an appointment with the surveyor on the 11th of this month to bring to do the survey, and I will bring the survey to building development, the community planning and development, and they should. I was advised that I would be in compliance with the code, and once they approve it, I should go back to code enforcement, and they will give me the permit. That's what I was advised. And this morning I delivered the letter this morning, and like I said, I have an appointment with the surveyor on the 11th to do the new survey of the property.
Okay. Officer Clark?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to dismiss it due to what I call keep a little insurance on it, because whoever you talk to, after you adjudicated the case, doesn't have the right to tell him to have us close the case, first off. Second off, I do see the photos. If you could submit them to her to see an update, it does look like he is making strides to remedy the problem. I just think maybe give him another 30 days and hopefully he'll have the permit in his hand, and that's what we're here for, the permit. I need to see a permit issued before I can close the case. So that's part of
Okay.
the request from the building department, what you see there, I guess.
Okay.
Correct?
For the
In
other
order
matter-
for
I'm
you to
sorry.
get a permit.
Yes, for the other part, I was suggested to bring a letter from my neighbors, which I did, sign letter from all neighbors on my next door neighbors. I give them, I give the letter to the city development, the community planning and development, and with phone number and all the references, so they could contact the neighbors to see if they agree for me to keep the slab. And that's all they asked me to do, to remove from the parking to comply with the setback of the driveway. That's all they asked me to do to approve my request.
Okay.
So I believe he's taking care of business, you know,
all
give him
right.
another 30 days or something.
Sir, that he doesn't, let me give him 60 days.
Thank you.
To give you the time to do what you need to do and to stay in contact with Mr. Clark. That way, if it is resolved, then Officer Clark can close the case.
Thank you.
Correct.
Okay, because I do see that you're doing what's expected or was being asked of you. So we'll reset it 60 days. Hopefully you won't have to come back, but if you need to come back and give us an update,
Yes.
then do so.
Thank
Okay?
you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Thank you.
good evening.
Thank you, officer.
The next case is item number 22, Davis Archer, Officer Ernst Baptiste, case number CELSC 2015-00025. Item number 22.
Good evening, sir.
Am I close enough? Yes, I am.
Your name for the record?
David Archer.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Ernst Baptiste, Illinois, Miami Code Enforcement Officer. Again, this is another case from the same street concerning the soil area that's damaged.
So you brought the entire neighborhood here tonight, huh?
I received a complaint about the whole, both sides of the street.
All right.
And I had to open the violation. It was done, posted on 24 of November 2015. And violation was open on September the 30th. And I have pictures showing the swell area.
All right.
What date was this? Okay.
sidewalk, yes.
I have a document notice. I'll wait. Shall I begin?
Or you're done with your testimony, Officer?
Yes,
Johnson? Okay.
yes.
All right, yes, sir.
Well, I was under misapprehension because in April I called the Department of Public Works about a sewage problem with a joint sewer line with the house to the west of mine. And all the people who knew anything were out in the field. And then in May, there was a knock on my door, and it was the Chief of Public Works for the city of North Miami, who said he was over here at City Hall on business. I was close by, so he came over. Which was much appreciated. I told him what the issue was, and he told me what he would recommend. I said, okay. And that was May. For 5 months, nothing happened. And then one morning, I heard this loud noise machine in my backyard. And when I went out of the house, I saw 2 City North Miami trucks in front. And there was this digging machine in the back. They were digging up the area between my garage and the neighbor's chain link fence to lay a pipe. Okay, well, they finished between 3 and 4 in the afternoon. And when I went out, there was this huge swath of white sand running from the street out and up through the back side of the house. And of course, decades of tropical rains had compacted the sandy soil where that my house is. But when the machine went through, of course, the pipe itself they put in was only about this big. But they dug up a huge amount of sand, which was about 2 inches higher than anything on any side. Now, I thought I could pay somebody to come and take the top 2 inches off so it would be level, but then what would I do with all the sand? And then on the 20th of November, I went out a little afternoon, and the city had come and put sod over all this big white expanse of sand. And then the following week, hanging on my doorknob, I found a plastic bag with this notice dated November 18. So I assumed that somebody was very unhappy about all that sand, which of course I had not dug up. And since then, of course, sod had been laid over it. And I wondered why, but I figured it was a matter of a date. As I sat here tonight, it became apparent that the issue was not that, but the swale, which is an issue for me because 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, there was no problem with the swale. Now, the fifth store on 6th Avenue was there 42 years ago. Matter of fact, it was a Winn-Dixie back in the 1950s. But the problem with the parking on the swale is one of the last 5 or 6 years. And the problem with grass is that when cars are parked on it all day long, well, basically, the entire street is an adjunct parking lot for that thrift store. And apparently, my location is a favorite because I have a black olive tree. There isn't one to the left of my driveway because there's a utility pole there. So my neighbor doesn't have quite the same problem I do. Everybody wants shade. You park cars over grass, they don't get sand. And hot water condense it from the air conditioner coils, kills the grass underneath. I personally park my car in my garage at all times. Frequently, my driveway is blocked by parked cars. I called the police once, and the North Miami sat in her car waiting for the culprit to come back to warn them. No ticket, just that. Cops aren't free agent. Their orders come from above. So once again, I called again. This time it was a man who said, I said, I have medical appointments. I practically live in doctor's offices. What am I supposed to do? He said, oh, you call and we'll tell. Well, now, I never see a doctor less than 2 hours after I have his office. But if I got there over an hour late myself, that would be the greatest crime since the Holocaust. So I'm in a no-win situation. I've already gotten out of my house by driving over my neighbor's property in order to get out in the street. As for the gravel, the endless traffic of cars in and out of those swales, especially mine for some reason, they favor it, pushes all the gravel away from the middle, off near the sidewalk, and just leaves an expanse of gray sand. I was contemplating getting permission from the city to have asphalt put there, because at least there wouldn't be dead grass or gravel or sand and general mess. Now, passing people throwing trash out of their cars is something I can't control.
Is asphalt an option, Officer Baptiste?
Not on the swell. Because they use asphalt for the sidewalk when they need to repair the sidewalk because it's hard. And the street, but not on the swell.
Okay.
Well, it has not been done. Whether it's a violation of anything, I wouldn't know because I never inquired. But as I say, first, I thought this was about the sea of sand
Right.
that extended all the way out to the street.
Understood, but
Then
it's
as I sat here and all these other people on the same
correct.
block were
All
coming
your
up.
neighbors,
Yeah,
correct,
but their problem is the same as mine.
right.
Our swales are an adjunct parking lot for a thrift store on the corner.
Which is unfair to you.
It's unfair to me especially. But for some reason, they like my spot maybe. There are other, they are planted by the city. I remember they were planted. As I say, my neighbor's lucky. There's a utility pole where the city would have planted a tree. And without the shade. Well, when people park there, they park alongside the utility pole with part of their vehicle out in the street, which I assume is illegal.
Right,
But I don't sit out there all day to see if anybody gets tickets.
okay.
But
So
the,
your
the
options-
problem is our swales are an adjunct parking lot for a thrift store. If I had the money, I would buy the thrift store and level it to the ground. But that's not an option for me.
Right,
If I had
Your-
that kind of money, I would use it for a better purpose.
understood. So your options are, as was given to your neighbors who came before you, replace it with grass or gravel?
Well, the grass will die and the gravel will be pushed away by the endless stream of cars pulling in and out of there all day long. The irony is that the swale for that store at the corner is the customers of that store and anybody else are not permitted to park there. Sacred soil, I imagine, but they're not allowed to park there.
Understood.
My own personal problem, I was going to apply to whoever and pay to have asphalt put. Because asphalt is cleaned by the rain. Grass
Okay.
is killed by the shade, the lack of sun and the hot water from the air conditioners.
All right, I gave your neighbors 30 days, is that correct? So I'm gonna give you 30 days and you contact the city or whomever you need to contact, and you'll be back here 30 days to give us an update, okay?
I mean, I have to come back here again?
Or if it's resolved, you can call Officer Baptiste and he can take it off calendar.
Well, I've never had anything built on my property before. What would I do to inquire about asphalt? Regardless of what he says, I don't know what the law and the profits are on the matter of swales. Whether it's a violation of Homeland Security to put asphalt there, I don't know that. Who would?
Building and zoning.
Building and zoning, okay. Then I'm supposed to go to building and zoning, correct? Is that what I do?
Yes.
Okay.
And you
Alright.
can call and ask for me also. I will look into to
The
see
asphalt
if the asphalt
question?
question
Well,
can
under
be
the
answered.
circumstance, I must surely appeal it, because it's an absurdity. They
Okay.
tend to favor, by the way, the south side of the street, maybe because the other side gets more sun. I'm not sure. But it's as much a matter of sun as it is lack of parking at the corner. And I don't know what the law is for what kind of parking businesses are required to supply. I don't know what that is. But nobody's allowed to park in their swale. That apparently is a violation of, well, North Miami law anyway.
Right,
So it's what, building and zoning?
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
All right, sir. Have a good evening.
The next case is item number 59, Marie Edouard, Officer Wayne Clark, case number CEXP 2015-00326, item number 59.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. Do you need a translator?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. What is your name?
Joseph Edward.
Okay.
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance. We did get proper notification as the property was posted on November 22nd, 2015 at 3:55 p.m. This case where reference to the conditions of the window awnings are in need of paint. I went to do a re-inspection today. Was that today? Yeah, today.
Oh.
On November 2nd, 2015. And he was outside, and I had talked to him, and then he said that he needed more time, and I said, well, your case has been adjudicated, or you have been heard at the hearing, and that need to come back to the hearing and ask for more time if that's what you're requesting. He tried to make an attempt. I don't know if he finished from the time I left to now, which I believe probably was a little after 1. And he did attempt to paint the awnings. And I asked him why he waited till today to paint them. He had a whole month to paint them. And I'd like to submit the photos for the record showing the awnings as they looked 1 o'clock this afternoon. I don't know if and I want to submit the prior ones. And I don't know if he finished or not. Is this your house?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I
Okay,
do
may I
remember.
talk?
I remember this case. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's really that the first time you gave me 30 days,
Right.
but I did say that at that time I was short of money, so there was no way I could do it. But now I have to do my best to collect the money from any way I can. So I have to paint the whole house. And yesterday I have to go to Home Depot, rent a pressure machine just to high pressure. Plus I have to go to places by paint and other stuff. So that's the reason the job is not done yet.
That's not
But-
what I recall, sir. That's not what I recall. The last time you were here, you were under the same impression that you needed to paint the whole house, and we clarified it for you, unless I'm mistaken. We clarified it for you that it was just the awnings, just
Yes,
the
Your Honor, I
windows.
remember that.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Why are we
Okay.
back on the whole house? If
Okay,
you want to beautify the house,
Yo-
which is great, and then you can paint the whole house, but for now, to satisfy this case, you need to take care of the windows.
Yes, Your Honor, that's the reason I used pressure, I used the pressure yesterday to clean the window before I paint it out.
So why you waited till yesterday to do the job?
Your Honor, money. The
To
case
get
was
some
money.
white paint,
The case was money. Plus, I
$20
cannot
a
do the job
gallon
on
at
my
that.
own.
to get some white paint. Sir, are you working, Mr. Edward?
No, I am not working. I am on dialysis. Plus, my right leg, I cannot stand too much on it, so there's no way I can walk. And too bad that I'm on an early retirement.
Okay, I didn't know that you were sick.
Yes,
I'm
but
sorry, I
so
don't recall.
I think if you give me more time, maybe less than a week, and the job will be done. And I'd like to do me a favor too. I don't like to come back here.
You want me to do you a favor?
Yes, please. Well, I don't have to come back here. Every time I have to come here, it's a sacrifice.
I understand. I don't want you to come back here either, but I thought you took care of this. But it's not taken care of. Remember, I told you if you paint the window as the officer indicated, you wouldn't be here today. Because he would have taken it off calendar and closed the case, but because it wasn't done, that's why we're here.
I agree with that, Your Honor. But I am on. I start doing it, so I just need a little bit more time to do it, to
Okay.
finish it, because I have somebody to do it, and then once I cannot do it on my own, so I have to find somebody, and that person is not going to do it for free. I have to pay, so I'm just doing my best to satisfy, to comply with you.
So let me ask you this, do you
So
have any, as
please,
I suggested before?
According me more time, and then we'll all be
I'm gonna keep
satisfied.
Going back and forth. Like I
Yes, Officer
suggested
Clark.
before, do you have any young men in your family that can do it? Any teenagers, any young adults? His wife is able-bodied. I don't know if she's working, but that's the first person I encountered when this first started.
I'm able-bodied and I can't paint. Do you
It
have?
doesn't
do you
take
have-
no artist to paint window awnings.
I'm not saying I need an artist, but I just need to. If somebody, I don't. There's no way to paint the windows and leave the house like this, because I have to paint the house too. That's
Okay,
the
you
reason.
keep going back to the house. The house is not the issue now, Mr.
Yes, Your
Edward.
Honor, I
You're
understand
making
that.
it. You're making this, bigger than it is.
Your Honor, I'm not
We
trying to
don't
make
want
things difficult.
you. You're a sick person, as you have testified, correct? We don't want you painting the whole house. For now, the officer will be satisfied with the windows. So, do you have grown children? Do you have adult
No,
children who can
Your
help?
Honor, I only have a daughter. She's 15. And
Okay, so she's not gonna do any painting.
that's all
but,
I have. And
Maybe somebody from your church? I'm trying to give you some suggestions here
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't
and
want
su-
to give you another
suggestions are
30
always
days
good.
and for it not to be done, because if it doesn't get done, that's a problem.
Your
I
Honor,
cannot keep pushing the case,
Your
you
Honor,
know.
I like to do things good like everyone. I like my house to be a pretty good house like everyone else.
Correct.
But
But if you're not in
Yeah,
the
yeah, I make-
position or you,
I already make sacrifice in order so my house or everything can be all right. So I want to comply with the law, but I just need the most simplest thing, a little bit more time.
okay, Mr. Edward, against Mr. Officer Clark's objection, I'm gonna give you another 30 days. And if you come back here again, I promise you, this case is not gonna be continued again, and you're going to start accumulating a pretty hefty fine. If you come back here in 30 days and the job is not done, because we keep telling you, we don't want you to do the whole house. If that's what you want to do, that's great. If you want to beautify the house, it's great because it beautifies the community. But right now, we're talking about your windows. Concentrate on fixing that problem.
Yes, Your Honor. But my mistake that I didn't let the guy start. He always started painting, but he didn't start it on the windows. So that was my mistake. So I think
That's where you're
tomorrow when
supposed
he
to
got
start,
to the
is the
house,
windows.
tomorrow
just
when he
said
got
you
to the
didn't
house,
have
I'll make sure
nobody to
that he
do it.
started from the
Huh?
window.
You just say you had nobody to do it. Which is it?
No, but today when you pass by, it was raining. There was no way the guy could paint when it's raining.
Okay, so you do have someone,
Yes, Your
we're
Honor.
on the
I have
record.
somebody who's doing
We're on
it.
the record now. We have someone who can do the job. Is that correct?
Yes, I have somebody who's doing it actually.
Okay, so Officer Clark is gonna drive by in a week, or maybe in a few days.
I think he.
God,
gonna
don't forget that
take
30
the
days.
30 days. See?
You already gave me 30 days. I want to make sure that more time and make sure that
Boy, you sound like an attorney
Okay.
over there. Boy.
I don't want to come back here for the same
22.
reason again.
All right.
I am a sick man. Every time I come here, it's always a sacrifice. But
Okay, I'm going to remember you, Mr. Edwards.
yeah, I know that. You got good memory like I
Yes,
do.
I do. I will
Well, you
remember
remember to
you.
paint them awnings.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, happy holidays.
The next case is item number 60, Marshall Cledor, Officer Ernst Baptiste, case number CEZPU 2015-00027, item number 60.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Please state your full name for the record.
Marcel Cledo.
All right, Mr. Cledor.
I'm sorry for the appointment they give me another day because officer just put the letter in the door. Okay, I don't live in the house. Only I'm live all the way for Lauderdale. When I'm coming to the yard, okay, I find the letter on the yard.
Okay, sir, give the officer an opportunity to testify first, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond. In the meantime, do you want the translator to translate for you, or do you feel comfortable going forward
Yeah, I'm
on your own?
comfortable.
You're good?
Yes.
Okay.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami Code Enforcement. This is a case that was heard before, and we posted the property on November 24, 2015. This is for a zone prohibited use. A single family unit was split and having an efficiency done, and someone was living on one side. Like I said, the case was heard before, and proper notice was given. We post the property and we mail to the owner also, and yeah, he missed the last time. He didn't come, and now we posted for him to comply, and still not in compliance.
All right, Mr. Cledor,
Yes.
what's
okay.
going on?
And last time when I'm coming, okay, I don't study the zone. When him say, okay, the zone is residence area. Okay, I'm come back to zone. Okay, I take a old picture. This is, I think 75%, okay, it's business here. Okay, so I take a old picture. You got a business, you got apartment, you got a duplex, you got everything. Okay, he said the residence. Okay, I just take a picture, come and show you what zone he is. Because he told me, okay, the residence place, okay, it's not residence.
Are we talking about zoning? What are we talking about?
He's talking about zoning, but as far as we are concerned, that
It's a
in the-
residential,
it's a residential area, and the property is listed as one single family unit, and he separated the one side and having somebody he was renting one side and
oh, I remember this
yeah,
case.
renting the other side.
Okay,
And we explained to him that this cannot be done, that
correct.
he has to come into compliance. The last time he was supposed to be here, he didn't show up. Now
I see.
now it's the last step that we send him a notice to comply with the.
So is it my understanding, Mr. Clador, you did not attempt to rectify the violation because you believe that the property is zoned for what?
Okay, the zone from a business is not zone for residence because 75% is business. You got the nursing home, you got apartment, you got duplex, you got fourplex, you got everything. Okay, he told me, okay, just residence. Okay, it's not residence. Okay, okay, I got my house, okay, and the 141 Street, okay, between Memorial Highway, from Sixth Avenue. Okay, when you come in and fit the Memorial Highway, this is all complete apartment.
Okay.
Okay, when you come in, got a one house, one duplex, one fourplex, one some people got a efficiency. Some next door to me got a one house, got a two efficiency. Okay, okay. Next again is duplex. When you come into 6th Street, 6th Avenue, okay, it's a apartment again. He told me residence area. It's not residence area. It's a business area. Okay, give me variation for that.
All right, somebody answer for me what.
Okay, so if you want to know, okay, I got all the picture from the duplex, my house, next neighbor to me. I got all the picture right here.
If you have a duplex, that means it's a duplex. I mean, there's two. It's a 2 units.
Correct.
His house was a 1 unit.
Right.
And there was a car garage that was transformed into a room and is being rented. And that's the issue.
But
This is a zone prohibited use, meaning that you cannot take one single family and then split it and then make it, decided that today I'm gonna try to make it more than one living unit.
I remember this case now
Okay.
that I
Okay. Why on the face me? Okay, face to face. I got a duplex face to face in my house.
okay, Mr. I think you're missing the point, Mr. Clador.
Yes, I'm missing it because okay, you know my address and Fort Lauderdale. I don't live in the house. The house is vacant. Okay, I got somebody in a efficiency. Okay, it's not working in a daytime here. Okay, when I'm coming to do the yard, okay, I find the lady in the yard. Okay, when I see the lady, I see the time really pass. Okay, I wait for send me a letter. Okay, when I come in my house to do the yard again, I find 3 letters in the yard again because when he put it in my lock, okay, the Wendy take the letter, he fly away, put it in a grass. I
Okay.
can't find him because the house is still vacant. Nobody in the house.
He's talking about his address in Fort Lauderdale, but what we have in Miami-Dade, the mailing address for that property, it's 410 Northeast 141 Street. That's what we have.
Okay, where my water bill coming? Okay, my house Fort Lauderdale. Everything coming on my house Fort Lauderdale. Okay, I don't have any. I got address here because I'm on it. Because that's why I haven't got address here. Okay, my real address is Fort Lauderdale.
And there is a way for him to provide you guys with his with a forwarding address for you to write him, correct?
Actually, Chapter 162 of the Florida statutes requires us to provide notice at whatever the mailing address that's listed on the property appraiser's website. And the Miami-Dade County Property Appraiser does have a mechanism where owners who do not reside in the property can add a mailing address that would be listed on the property appraiser's website, which would be the address that code compliance uses. And it would be totally separate and apart from the address that utility billing would use for their water and sewer. Unfortunately, code of compliance is bound by Chapter 162 of the Florida statute, which says that we have to use whatever address that is listed in the property appraiser. So my suggestion to the property owner would be to contact Miami-Dade County Property Appraiser and have them list whatever your mailing address is for us to be able to contact you.
And I would add to that, the first hearing, he was here. He received all the notice to come to the first hearing. He was upset the last time he was here.
Okay, Mr. Clador, I agree with the officer. You were here on, was it in October?
Yes.
Okay, in October, when you were here, when you first appeared before me, I informed you that you needed to come back.
Yeah, you tell me that I wait for the letter. Okay, I don't find the letter because I think they could send me to me in my address. Okay, so I wait, I don't find them. When I come in Miami, I find them in my yard. Okay, the time really pass.
I
They did really
understand.
pass.
I
Okay,
understand.
so I wait for Nell apartment.
Right. But here we are, that's more than like 60 days later, and you're giving me a new argument. You're telling me that because the property next door to you is a duplex, and then the property next door to that is a building, and then there is a nursing home, I believe. That has nothing to do with your property. Your property, isn't that correct? It's a single-family home is what you own. Is that correct?
Yes, it's
Okay, sir. The fact that you closed the garage to create a new
Again, I don't close the
efficiency.
garage. Okay, I buy it just like that. I don't close the garage. Okay, I'm swear God, I don't do anything in my house. I buy it just like that.
Sir, this property needs to be converted back to a single-family
Okay,
home.
okay, I got a tenant, they got move out. Okay, the house is empty. Okay, give me time when they move in. Okay, I open the door. Okay, go to the efficiency. I open it. Okay, that's it. Okay, because I don't do anything in the house. I buy it just like that since 1995.
I would suggest that when he open that door, that he need to give me a call because I need to get access to see it so I can close the case. Because if I don't see,
That's correct. The officer needs to see, he needs to be able to verify that you have in fact remedied the situation.
Okay, when the people move in, okay, I open the door. But the people have to move in this month. They have to move in. I can't open the door. The people is still in the house. House, two bedroom is vacant. Nobody in there. They don't want to open the door. Okay, because they run and the efficiency. Okay, they don't want to open whole house. Okay, they told me okay they have to move in before I'm open the door.
Okay, sir, what you're telling me is you still have tenants living
It's
there?
not the tenant, family. They are looking for the house to move in. Okay, okay. They not to find the house yet.
So relatives of yours who are still there are looking for another place to move
To move
into so that you can
Open no.
the garage and the doors and et cetera. This matter has already been adjudicated, and I already set the fine at $150. What I'm gonna do is give him, some time, no more than 60 days, I'm thinking. And if this matter comes back, then, I'm just gonna have to ratify the daily fine amount. Is that okay with you, Officer, Baptiste?
if 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 he's going to correct the violation, yes. But if he doesn't correct the violation, make sure that the fine.
It's always retroactive.
Okay.
Yes. Do you understand, Officer Clador? I mean, sorry. Mr. Clador, I want you to be clear, sir, 'cause I want you to understand. I'm giving you 60 days. 60 days to have your tenants moved out and open up the garage and call Officer Baptiste so he can come and verify that you have in fact returned the property into a single-family home. Do you understand, sir?
Okay.
If
No
it does, if it's not rectified, meaning that if there's still people living there, whether they're your relatives or not, then Officer Clark is gonna come back here in 60 days, so you need to mark your calendar, you're getting notice now. That would bring us to, is it February 3rd?
Correction, Officer Baptiste. You said Officer Clark. That's why he was waving in the
Oh,
back.
Okay, I misspoke. Contact Officer Baptiste, okay?
Okay.
And he will come to your home, and he will basically investigate to make sure that you have returned the property back into a single-family home. And if all is well, then he will take it off calendar. If you did not do so, if you still have people living there, if you still have the garage boarded up and, you know, still have the efficiency going and the other side, whatever you have going on there, then your case is not closed. Then you need to come back here. And just clarify for me, that takes us to February 3rd, is that correct? Okay, so on February 3rd, you're gonna have to come back, but I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna need some very, very good excuse as to why, you know, nothing has happened, as to why you were not able to rectify the problem. And if it's not rectified on that day or by that date, you're going to have a $150 fine, $150 per day fine. And it's gonna be as of, what did I have? As of yesterday, December 1st. So imagine December through February at $150 per day. Think of how much money you would have accumulated in fines.
You think I could pay that?
I don't know, sir.
I just leave the house.
I don't know,
you,
sir.
You take care, the bank take care of that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not paying that.
All
you
right.
know what I mean?
Okay. There, I just want you to be clear as to where we are. I'm giving you 60 days to fix the problem. And if we come back here in February and it's not done, I want you to be clear on what the consequences are. Okay?
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
The next case is